If you are feeling absolutely frustrated with all your weight loss efforts, this video is for you. I want to save you time. I don't want you to waste hours in the gym, hours running and walking. Nothing wrong with running and walking. In fact, I love all those things. I love being in the gym. I think it's good to exercise, but I don't want you to waste effort and energy where you don't need to if weight loss is your goal. So if weight loss is your goal, you need to focus your mental attention, your energy on figuring out your calorie deficit that you need to lose weight. And you've heard me say it before, but I think for a lot of people, and I've done this myself, so I'm in this boat, I've learned from my mistakes. A lot of us, we hear the words calorie deficit, but we don't really know how to create one. We don't really know what that means because we haven't taken the time to understand what our calorie needs for the day are. I've been guilty of this myself, and it always leads me or led me to groping around in the dark. So I would just sort of think, well, if I just undereat and I just exercise a lot, I must be in a deficit, it'll work. And it does work at times, but the problem is when you're groping around in the dark, you could be undereating too much, setting yourself up for binging later, or you just have no idea what you're doing, and then your weight goes up and down and up and down, and it's this yo-yo effect, and you get so frustrated because you really have no idea. And I say, in this day and age where we have all the information available, all the data you need is available on Google, at the push of a button, on your phone, on apps. Use it. I would far rather see you spending the hour that you would have done walking, running, cycling, sweating it out because you think that that is going to help you lose weight. I would far rather you take that 1 hour out of your day. You only need to do this once. This is the beauty of it. And figure out your calorie needs for the day. And now you can figure it out for the weight that you are at now. So you figure out, okay, how many calories I need to maintain my body size now. And let's say that is 10 kilograms overweight. And then you put in the numbers, and these things figure it out for you. You don't even have to stress and strain. But then you can put in your goal weight and figure out how many calories you would need to eat to maintain a smaller body. And then you can decide on the deficit, and you can step that deficit down to where you are at the new maintenance amount of calories. Or if you feel like being bold and just diving in, you can do a bigger deficit. If you're a female, I would not go over a deficit of 500 calories a day. That is quite big. And I know that they say you should aim for a deficit. All these people who do the calorie counting, like Jillian Michaels, 500 calories a day deficit, and then you will lose a pound a week. In my personal experience, I don't even need that much of a deficit to lose a pound a week. You just need a deficit. You just need something. And I'm sure if you are frustrated with your weight loss journey, any consistent success is better than up and down and up and down and up and down. And so my best advice is to figure out, let's say your maintenance right now, you're a little bit overweight, you want to lose the weight, you're frustrated, you're eating roughly 2,000 calories. Number one, you need to track that to figure out how many calories you actually are eating on average. Take the time, focus your energy there, it will pay off. Then you need to figure out how many calories you should be eating to create your deficit, and then you need to stick to that. Put your efforts there rather than hours in the gym. Unless, of course, you're an athlete and you're training for fitness, you're training for a sport, for a competition, then you do want to spend hours in the gym. Obviously, then it's going to pay off to spend hours in the gym, building your muscle, increasing your fitness. But I know for most of you ladies, you just want to lose weight. You want to drop a dress size or two. You want to fit back into your, your jeans from when you were 20. In that case, focus your efforts on understanding how many calories you need in order to lose weight, and then understanding what that food actually looks like on a daily basis. Now, obviously, I could give you all the plans. In fact, if you Google all these things, all these plans are out there for free. You do not need to pay anyone. You're very welcome to pay me, and I can work it all out for you, but you can do it yourself. And the beauty, if you do it yourself, take the time. Take an hour a day to work this out. If you do it yourself, you are empowering yourself. Rather empower yourself with the knowledge. You have to understand, number one, that a calorie is a unit of energy. That's how we measure the energy in food. It's not a mystical thing. It is scientific. It is a unit of energy. Different foods contain different energies. Some foods have a higher thermic effect. That still means that the calories out are being accounted for. It's just that your body uses more energy to process the calories in that food. So you may want to choose foods that have a higher thermic effect, and that would be proteins and fiber. So spend more time on your nutrition and you will see weight loss results. Spend the time understanding thermic effects of food, understanding empty calories and how wasteful they are. You could be eating protein-rich, satiating, fiber-rich foods and not struggling with all this hunger and cravings, because now you're understanding it really comes down to your nutrition. Obviously, you want to include some treat foods or junk food just so that you don't feel deprived. That's up to you. You need to experiment and figure out what's going to work for you. I would rather you do it than if I give you a diet plan and I say, eat these foods at this times, and I calorie control the whole meal plan, and I can do that. You are going to feel frustrated. You're going to get bored. You're going to feel deprived. Also, you're going to feel locked in by what someone else has made you do, has told you to do. So I would rather you sit, take the time, and figure these things out for yourself. I'm not saying that this will happen overnight. It does take time. It takes time to think about nutrition, think about healthy foods and how you can incorporate them. It takes time to change your habits. And if you have been eating in a certain way for all your life, let's say you grew up in a family that wasn't particularly health conscious, maybe your family was overweight and you have struggled with your weight all your life, you are going to have to break ingrained habits. Maybe your family rewarded yourself, each other with food. So like, for example, me, even me, when I did well at school, my family would take me out to eat. My dad would always buy me chocolates. My dad was a big food reward person. Now, he ran marathons, so, he can kind of get away with eating quite a lot and a lot of junk food. He liked his sweet treats. But that set me up as a teenager to be kind of chubby, to be honest, because there was always an abundance of pizza and chocolates. And my dad, in fact, encouraged me to eat because he liked to eat. So it's not that there's anything wrong with you or bad if you enjoy these foods. We grow up in environments, we get used to things. Also, depending on where you live in the world, certain foods are available, certain eating styles and portion sizes are more acceptable. But you need to understand that in order to lose weight, you have to stick to the amount of calories that smaller body needs. Just remember this. Now, you've got to understand this. If you are frustrated with losing weight, I want you to get this. A smaller body only needs X amount of calories. A bigger body needs more calories. Whether that body is bigger in fat mass or muscle mass, a bigger body needs more calories to sustain itself. A smaller body needs less calories to sustain itself. I'm not talking about disordered eating. I'm not talking about eating below what you need. I'm talking about finding that right amount of calories for your ideal body weight and then shooting to get there, training yourself to lower your calories slowly to get to that calorie amount that smaller body needs. Now, you do need to be a little bit aware as you drop your calories to keep your NEAT up, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which just means your general movement throughout the day. Because as you drop your calories, there are moments where you sort of feel a little bit lazy, slowed down, because there is less coming in. You may move less, you may find you're a little bit more sluggish. That really is only when you're getting to those last sort of few pounds, but it can happen. Just be aware of that. But again, I'd rather you put your energy into moving constantly throughout the day rather than one exercise session where you blast it out and then you don't worry about what you're eating. Rather tailor your eating, dial in your nutrition, and then add in a little bit of exercise. I mean, exercise is wonderful. We exercise for our mental health, for sleep, for muscle tone, building, strength, fitness. It's great for all aspects, but exercise itself is not really the weight loss tool we think it is. It's fantastic, but it can only just boost how many calories you would need in a day. That's really it. Or it can help you burn them. So it can help you create a deficit, but not by much. Not by much. I would rather, don't give up your exercise, but I would rather, like I say, spend the mental energy working out your calorie needs. Do it now. After this video, I want you to, or even pause the video right now, go onto Google and type in daily calorie needs calculator. A couple will come up. Click on them. They're easy. They're easy. Put in your sex, your height, your age, your activity level. That's roughly it. I also have, and I will link to that video in the description box below, a video where you can calculate your calorie needs just with a calculator. You don't need an app, you don't need Google, you don't need internet. So if that's your problem, there it is, problem solved. Click on that video. It is easy, an easy equation. Figure out your daily calorie needs. Some of them spit out different numbers. So spend the time, do 3, I say, and take the average of 3. Now, Google meal plan of, and you do a meal plan 1,800 calories, meal plan 1,600 calories. Take the time and Google it. You can even find the little infographic meal plans where it's literally like a little picture. There it is. Boom. Ready. Done for you. Print it out. Screenshot it on your phone. Save it. And then if there's foods in there you don't like, find and swap in foods of equal caloric value. Now you've got your plan. If you did that over hours and hours of exercise in the gym, you would be ahead of the game and you would see weight loss results. If you're interested in preserving muscle mass, then I urge you, don't undereat and make sure you hit your protein goals. But if you're only wanting to just lose some weight and just jumpstart the process, and that is all you care about, you don't have to worry so much about hitting protein goals in the beginning. You just need to hit your calorie target, the amount of calories you need in order to be in a deficit. That's all you need to do. Don't worry about your macros. Don't worry about 1,000,001 other things. Just hit your calorie goals for the day, your deficit amount. Make it a small deficit. Why kill yourself? Why feel miserable? So let's say you're eating 1,800 calories. Just jump to 1,600 calories. Keep it a small deficit. Keep it sustainable. And as you go along, make it something that you can do over and over, day in and day out. Learn about foods that you enjoy. Learn about what foods contain how many calories. Spend your effort there, and I promise you, you will see weight loss results almost guaranteed, unless you have a serious, true medical condition that is like 0.1% of the population. For the average, most of us, and I'm speaking mostly to women over 40, but this applies to anyone and everyone. For all of us, we need to be in a caloric deficit in order to lose weight. Once we've hit our goal weight, we then eat at maintenance to maintain that ideal body of ours. And that is it. It is simple. People get it confused. They overcomplicate it. It becomes too much. And the reason there is so much on the internet out there and overcomplicating the story is because people are trying to sell you something. They're trying to sell you a program, a nutrition program, they chop it up into this long, complicated thing because they want you to read their book, try their method. It's not complicated. Calorie deficit, that is it.